Welcome to another Monster Lore live stream where I talk about Esper's Emporium of Esoterica and the many monsters that exist in there. You also see the Tome of Beasts here. I may eventually get around to actually talking about some of the stuff in here at someday. Not today though. But I'm going to put up a poll. Feel free to take part in that poll. This will follow the normal pattern where I will talk about the featured creature, the DOBODAEM, for today, and then we'll do the actual monster workshop where we'll make something, grab some food, some drink, make sure you're comfortable, and I'll get into this, get this done as quickly as possible and do my best hopefully to not have to clear my throat constantly. But yeah, that's the nature of having hay fever. You just have to fight it off and deal with it, and yeah, it's no different today, unfortunately. Hi, welcome to How to RPG. My name is Fred Wheeler, and today I want to talk about role-playing games. We're talking about the monster lore for the DOBODAEM. That's right, the DOBODAEM. What the heck is that? Well, I'm going to tell you about it. It's from Esper's Emporium of Esoterica. It is a Dungeons & Dragons 5e compatible monster, so it's made for Dungeons & Dragons 5e. And this is the monster lore behind the DOBODAEM. Now, the DOBODAEM is a demon who rebelled, or demons that rebel against evil. You might think of the DOBODAEM as a fallen angel, but the truth is exactly the opposite. The DOBODAEM is a greater demon who experienced a deep remorse for the atrocities that they have committed. Now, perhaps the DOBODAEM encountered a celestial being or a holy location whose illumination sparked a conscience within inside it, or due to the infinite variations that occur in demons of chaos, there is an anomaly, and the DOBODAEM becomes self-reflective. Whatever the cause, the DOBODAEM chose to rebel against the forces of evil, and in doing so, it entered a spiritual transformation. Now, the realm of demons rejected the DOBODAEM, body and soul. Now, if falling from heaven is painful, being ejected from the demon realm is even worse. Not only did the DOBODAEM have to flee the demon realm, but upon arriving in the mortal world, its mind is tormented by the memories of the horrors that it has previously committed, the things that it has done in the past. Now, unable to bear the actual mental torment, the DOBODAEM tears off its face and claws out its brain. The DOBODAEM's body is basically roughly human, but its face is a shredded tissue strand, a hollowed out head behind basically. It looks a little bit like a beehive or a seed pod that's been scooped out from the inside. Now, one of the DOBODAEM's arms is a tattered or broken wing, and the other arm ends in a hand using a tree branch for a staff. Only by the power of divine transformation was the DOBODAEM able to survive. Now, blinded, staggering, the DOBODAEM grasps out for anything, and it found a tree. The DOBODAEM actually views the tree as an honest, steadfast form of life, and with its roots holding fast to the earth. So it finds solace in this particular living creature, the tree. The hollowed head DOBODAEM drew from the tree a branch to serve as a guiding stick, which is why it has a stick in one of its hands. The DOBODAEM possesses a number of supernatural abilities. Tougher than other creatures, the overall power of the DOBODAEM is less than what you would what it once was, but it's still extremely powerful. The DOBODAEM wishes to become a celestial, but this is a difficult journey for anybody. And given the strange and unstable nature of the DOBODAEM, it has limited time to exist in the realm of mortals. When the DOBODAEM's time will end, its staff plants firmly into the ground and grows into a tree. Now, if during the time on the material plane the DOBODAEM managed to atone for the demonic past, the tree will bear succulent fruit, healing fruit, and the DOBODAEM becomes a celestial ascending to the astral realm or the celestial realm. Now, if the DOBODAEM, due to its flaws, was unable to atone for all the things it's done in the past, the tree becomes twisted and it generates poisonous fruit. Now, in the case that it is unable to atone for all of its atrocities, the DOBODAEM will collapse also into a brittle husk and its spirit forever will wander the wastelands, rejected by the underworld and the realm of demons, but also completely unfit for the heavens as well. That is the fate of the DOBODAEM. Now that sounds like a pretty scary monster. It also sounds very tragic in many respects. It is one of the more unusual creatures I've come across from Esper's Emporium of Esoterica. I'm hoping that you find this interesting and useful. I want to thank Esper the Bard for allowing me to do this video. I want to thank my patrons who support me so I can keep doing this. And I will continue to talk about monsters from Esper's Emporium of Esoterica. But anyway, in any case, till next time, keep rolling those 20s. Okay, all right, I'm back. Let's no, I'm supposed to do something. I always forget to do something along the lines when I'm doing this sort of stuff. I have put up a poll asking some questions to see what people are interested in sort of doing today. There's only 3 votes at this present time, so I'll give people time to sort of do that. Esper's also asked me to show you the actual book page where the DOBODAEM is. So I thought what I will do is I'll actually do that. And I should have opened this all up beforehand, but I had forgotten to make sure to do that today. I'd like to think that I was doing better than I normally do, but I can assure you I'm not. I'm still struggling. Anyway, I'm going to drink some water and then open up to the page where we need to look at. And then we'll build some tools and see how we go. But the DOBODAEM, what does that look like? What sort of creature are we dealing with? And if it's going to update for me, it would be nice. Probably not. Looks like it's still struggling. Okay, there we go. Right, so things are starting to move. There we go. Here we go. This is what we're after. This is what I was trying to get hold of. So I can share this page now. Properties. No, that's not the right one. That's the right one. That's the one we want. So this is the DOBODAEM. And I will zoom in a little bit so you can see a closer piece of the artwork. It looks very, it almost looks like it's dead. Like it doesn't look like it's a creature. It's so bizarre. And I think the thing that has drawn me to this is sort of like the redemption arc. There's potentially a redemption arc for this creature. But also, too, it does suggest that you might not necessarily come across a DOBODAEM as a villain, but potentially as an ally, or just an individual or a creature that you come across with an unexpected story to tell. So it could be on either side, you know, either against you or for you as the player character's journey through your adventure, which I think is quite interesting. I think that's quite a nice way of setting up a creature, so you can use it for both. Now the DOBODAEM stat block, this is the page entry for it. You can see it has an armor class of 17. It has 105 hit points on average. It moves 30 feet. It has a bunch of saving throws, and it's skilled in survival and insight. It's got some damage resistance. It's got some damage immunities, or should I say condition immunities. Blind and stunned are things that it can't be affected by. It has true sight. Very few monsters actually have true sight. This one does. And it has a number of different languages that it can speak, including it has telepathy. So you can always communicate with the DOBODAEM because it can communicate with you. It has a hollowed head. I mean, you know, basically this is part of the lore behind that, and it will affect the intelligence saving throw. It has spell casting, so it can cast spells, things like Guiding Bolt, Celestial Form, Dispel Magic, Rune of Binding. These are spells that you'll find on Esper's Emporium of Esoterica, by the way. Dispel Evil and Good. And then it has a staff. It has a staff attack that it can make. It doesn't do an awful lot of damage, the staff attack. It's actually pretty minimal. But it also has Rays in the Darkness, okay? So it can use Guiding Bolt twice. So I wouldn't say that as an attack monster, it's very powerful. What I would say is it is a story monster. It is a narrative monster where you can probably do something quite interesting with it because it goes either way. You know, it's in transition. There we go. And as you can see, I have kind of condensed down the lore for this. I haven't actually added anything. I've simply condensed it down so that I could communicate it as easily as possible for today. And we're going to go back and have a look and see at the chat. We have Fred Huber. Thank you for being here. You got here late, but I have the book. I know you do. I know you do have the book, Fred Huber. How am I doing? Am I doing all right? It is, yes. So Esper's Emporium of Esoterica is a thick book. Yeah, for the price that you pay, it's very, very impressive. It really is. I think it's a great addition to your collection. And if you like the idea of having books that aren't just collector items that you will actually use, I feel like you're doing a pretty good job by grabbing something like this. That in conjunction with your monster manual for 5e, you're all set, particularly for playing 5e. If you're not playing 5e, maybe not so much. How's it going, Pale Rider? How you doing? Nice to have you here. Prepare, cook, and survive. Hello. How are you doing, Stuart? What else? Totally off subject. Okay, so let's go off subject for a second. We can do that. That's fine. I'm going to get rid of my hat. My head is going to explode otherwise. I'm sorry, people, but it gets really hot in this office and I can't take it after a while. Totally off topic or subject, but I'd love a 1E, 2E world setting made by Fred, Red and AJ. Who's Red? I know who Fred is. I'm assuming that's me. Or is that Fred Huber you're talking about? AJ Pickett. So here's the problem is that if I were to make a world setting Pale Rider, it would be system agnostic. It would not be tied to a game system. And that's not really how I roll. Rex, not Red. Oh, Rex. Are you talking about Mr. Rex? Yeah, okay, all right. You see, here's the problem. This is where your issues come into play. One, AJ Pickett has a couple of different world settings. So, and then I don't really know what Mr. Rex is doing. I think Mr. Rex tends to just use the Forgotten Realms. Okay, he doesn't really use anything else. He doesn't generally make his own sort of stuff. He's making other stuff, but that's not generally where his head is at. And if I was to make a world setting book, it would be a collection of different world settings. It wouldn't be just one world setting. So you wouldn't get just one world setting. You would get, I guess, a condensed down version of lots of little world settings. Because I don't stick with one. I make a new one quite often. It's not unusual for me to just, let's make a new one. You know what I mean? Just a world setting, system agnostic. Exactly. This is where my head would be at. The world is the stage. The PCs are the actors under the player control. For me, again, Pale Rider, if I was to make a book on world settings, it would probably not be a book on my world setting. Because, frankly, I don't give a shit about my own world settings, and I don't think anybody else does. Maybe you do, but I don't. And I don't think anybody else really would be that interested. What I would say, I'm much more likely to make a book about how to make your own world setting and give you a whole lot of tools to build that fast. Do you know what I do world building every 2 months? And I would be much more interested in having a book or a product coming out that had all the tools to allow you to build your world setting as quickly as possible. So you just go through your options, you make some adjustments, you put all the things in place you need to put in place, and you've got your basic structure there to go. That is a product I could get behind. But publishing my own world settings, as I said, I don't think I care that much about them. I hate to say it, I just don't really care that much about that sort of stuff. But yeah, be patient. Give me another year. My mortgage will be gone, and you should start to see me in the process of taking stuff that I've done in the past and turning them into published products. It just won't happen in 2023, and it won't happen in 2024. Okay? And probably the first thing you ever see released by me is going to be remastered classes for 5e, just because I don't expect everybody's going to be terribly happy with everything that Wizards of the Coast comes up with. Just me, that's just me betting. Okay. All right, let's have a look and see what else people have had to say, and then we'll get on to actually doing some work, because we haven't done anything yet. I need to consolidate my setting that developed via 2 campaigns, 3+ years. Fair enough. A multiverse system. Yeah, well, yes, I feel like it needs to be a system agnostic multiverse system. How's that? That's. I want you to be able to make your own thing, not use somebody else's. Let's go back to the way things used to happen. Okay, so we're going to do something. We're going to build a tool for monsters. I have people are voting for diet and the food that it eats. And then we have some people voting for something else. I don't know what that something else is. So you need to tell me what it is. What are we building for monsters that's something else? I don't know what that is. So you have to use the comment section for that section and that bit. All right, so let's start with a document. Let's build a document from scratch and start working on what we put together into this. I'm not sure what you have in mind, people. I'm happy to work on whatever. As long as we're dealing with monsters, that's good with me. And let's go hashtag. What do I do? What do I want to do here? Do I want to go double or triple or something? Diet and food. Diet and food seems to be the preferred topic for today. So diet and food, we can do that. Okay, so monster, diet, or food. So let's go with, I don't know, can we do a 100 list of that? Could we make a list of 100 of them? I don't know, that seems like a lot. That might be possible. Let's do that there. Come back to this in a second. And I need to just transfer it over, and then hopefully my phone will keep up. No guarantees, unfortunately. Okay, let's see. I can't vote on the polls. Give me a second, Pale Rider. Let me just go into the and see if there's something going on with your ability to vote. It might be that somebody's accidentally turned something on or off, or No. Okay, Pale Rider, I'm going to make you a moderator for a short period of time and see if that allows you to vote. Okay, it might not, but it may allow you to do that. Let's see. Let's see if that helps do that. So now see if you can vote, and then let me know if you can or not. Yeah, I think we're going to be pushed for 25. I agree, Fred Huber. Food sources, that's a difficult one to pull off, for sure. Yeah, well, soul eating, yeah. So let's see if we can pull this off and get it done, and then we'll go from there. So let me go hashtag here, hashtag what diet. You can't vote on anybody's poll. Well, that's unusual. That's weird. Okay, so that's interesting. There's something going on there that I don't know what's going on there. I can't fix that problem then. What is the monster's diet or food source? Let's do that. Oh, interesting. Okay. So that happened, and nothing else happened. Oh, it's no, you don't have to. I'm not waiting for you. I'm just trying to see if I can figure that out. Anyway, let's transition over to where we need to be, which is start pumping some stuff in. Okay. And I'll put stuff in. So let's just share this page. And I don't know if we can do a 100. I think that's very unlikely. Transition over to here. This is the page here. And do I need to make my head bigger? I don't know. Maybe yes, no. I will make it a little bit bigger. Well, you're going to be seeing the top of my head most of the time anyway. And it's not really going to be that exciting. Let's go here. And we should be right. Okay, cool. All right, so we bold this, make it a bit bigger. Diet and food. Yep, we'll do that. That's better. That's the one. Oh, it can get pretty big. All right. Okay, I think we've got it. Sweet. Okay, so let's get rid of the normal standard ones that you're probably familiar with, which is meat. Meat. Okay. Fresh. Or well, what's that? What do we want to do? We're going to go fresh or something else. Fresh or rotting. We'll put that there, and we'll just keep going and keep plugging stuff in. Okay. Photosynthesis. The monster gets sustenance from the sun. Well, that's a good idea. Why not? Magic siphon. Yes. Mundane foods. Omnivore. Rock eaters. The monster consumes for now. What do we want to do? Consumes minerals, rocks, stone, and what else is there? And stones. I think that'll do. And stones. Okay, good. Cool. Okay. Next. Someone said hammers. I need to take the photosynthesis one over, which I will. And I'm sure you guys are coming up with lots of different ideas. I'm just a little bit slow today. Just bear in mind that I'm less with it. It's actually getting harder and harder, I've discovered, to get through the live streams, which is not a good sign, which is why they keep getting shorter and shorter. Anyway, let's see if this can go in. Yes, we'll take that photosynthesis from the sun. I think that's a good idea. I like it. And next, what else do we have here? Vampiric, the creature feeds on blood. Yes. And I suppose I need to put this into alphabetical order because it's just going to get messy otherwise, right? So I'll cut this and I'll put this here. Photosynthesis should be going in between meat and rock. Paste. Okay. And vampiric, V will be here. Vampiric, the creature drinks blood to survive. Very common. Okay, magic siphon. So feeding on magic. Yep, we can do that. Let's put this underneath. Magic siphon. The monster drains or siphons magic and spells. Okay, cool. We've got that one. Halflings and gnomes, greetings everyone. No, they can't. Do we really want a food source that's halflings and gnomes? All right, small people. Because small people taste the best. Small people. Was this your intention, Norok? Hello, Norok. Norok is a patron. Thank you for being here. Okay. The monster eats only halflings and gnomes. Okay, all right, because there are creatures out there that just eat them, right? That's what they eat. That's it. Okay, cyber troll. Oh, negative energy. That's funny. Nice one, like that. The old magic devourer. Yeah. I guess I like the word devourer more than I like siphon. Let's go with that. Magic devourer. That's cool. I like that. That's good. Next. We've got to do this the standard one because we haven't done it yet, and that is what's it? Soul drain. Oh. Soul feeder. How about we just call it soul feeder? I don't know. The monster consumes spiritual souls. There's always something that eats souls, right? And then we have our cyber troll. So we'll put the cyber troll in. Cyber troll. And the monster feeds on negative energy and spoken words. Cyber troll. I am a little bit unsure about leaving that the way it is, but I get the joke. Next, survives on emotions of others. Yeah, because doesn't the flump kind of does that, don't they? Flumps sort of feed off that. So emotions. Let's go emotions. Let's just put word emotions in. The creature collects the energy from feelings and emotions. Okay, something like that. I think we've got it. Mind Muncher. The creature feeds on psychic energy and dreams. Okay. All right, so Mind Muncher. Mind. And somewhere here. Mind Muncher. The creature feeds on psychic energy and dreams. Let's just go with psychic energy. I feel like dreams is another thing. Let's go with let's put in another one here. Dreamcatcher. The creature survives on a being's dreams. Okay, all right. Well, I think that we've got that one. So I got 2 out of that. Conductor, the monster harvests lightning and static energy. Yes, yeah, why not? It's a good idea. Conductor. The monster harvests lightning and static electricity. Something like that. Okay, cool. Story starved. The creature gains energy from hearing and learning stories. The better the story, the tastier the... Okay, I see where we're going with this. Story. I think we're going to have to go here. Story something. I don't know about story starved. Let's go with story... Oh, maybe we can for now. Story starved. So what are we doing here? We're putting here the creature. The creature what? Gains energy from hearing and learning new stories. It's an unusual one, but we've got it. Okay, so that's good. Next, fungal feast. Fungal feast. All right, we're going to go fungus-wise. Why not? Fungus. Fungal time, fungal time, fungal all the way. Fungal feast. The creature, creature's main diet consists of mushrooms. We know how much we like talking about mushrooms here. That and snails. Okay. Next, drain some attribute. I'm not even going to put that down. It is such an old hashed idea. I'm going to leave it alone completely. So we'll leave that one alone. Eats dragon eggs. Well, how about it just eats eggs? Stinky scavenger. The monster feeds on methane and other noxious gases. Okay, prepare, cook, and survive. You got your stinky scavenger. Let's do that. Stinky, 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 stink. I think it goes right about in here. Scavenger. Is that right? I hope so. And the monster feeds on yeah. Inhales. Come on, inhales methane and other noxious gases. All right. Methane inhales gases. Okay. Cool. Dragon eggs. Eggs. I'll just put eggs. Eggs it is. Eggs. The monster. Monster. Come on. Refers. Cracking open and Uh, dear. Sorry. Half pint hunger. Eats metal. That's a, yeah, like a rust. Yeah, why not? What's yeah? So metal. Metal. I think that goes right about there. Metal. Metal. The monster bites and digests metal. Digests all metal. Something like that. Okay, cool. Got it. Next one. 5-minute mind. I don't know what we're dealing with that. You're talking about my mind and only works for 5 minutes. Is that what we're saying? Caffeine consumer. The monster loves coffee beans so much it isn't healthy. Okay, well, I'll put caffeine consumer in there. That's fine. We'll do that. Caffeine consumer. Okay, and the monster. What are we doing here? Why are we putting a capital? Get rid of that. Okay, the monster. Snacks on coffee or cocoa beans. I think it's cocoa beans, isn't it? Why am I having trouble? Cocoa. Cocoa? Why am I, is it cocoa? It probably is cocoa. Cocoa. Is that it? It is a cocoa bean. Ah, that's why. That's why I got it wrong. It's a cocoa bean. Let's do that. I'm fine with that. That's good. Done. Well, I won't add the other bit. It's not really a diet. It can't really have a diet for something that makes it, that's not very good for it, right? It wouldn't make no sense. Now it's 6. Morpheus. Why would we call it Morpheus? You have to. I'm going to have to. Let me just have a look at this. You've written down Morpheus for dreams. Define. What is this? What are you trying to get at? The god of sleep and dreams. Oh, I see. What is the meaning of Morpheus? The Greek god of dreams. I suppose it could be, but I think we'll just leave it nice and simple. Let's not get too complicated, so people don't. I don't want people to have to do some research. The whole point of these things is so that you don't have to do any research. I give you everything you need, so you don't have to think. You can just plug and play. Masochism, pain. Okay, well, maybe that's a masochism. Okay, the tendency to derive sexual gratification from one's own pain or humiliation. Okay, so I get it. So we're going to have a feature that allows them to feed on pain. Well, do I want to write it that way though? I'm fine with a monster feeding on pain. The monster feeds on other creatures' pain. Otherwise, it would just do it to itself, would it not? So let's just do that one. So I think it needs to be called something else other than masochism. Let's go here. Put a space in. Doing all right. Sweet. Good. Sweet mother. Okay, what else we got here? Corrosive consumer. The creature feeds on metals and ores. As in, you've written the word ore as in the rowboat, haven't you? A little bit. Feeds on youth. Ages the victim. Oh, okay, I see. Life force. You're talking about life force. Let's put in life force. L here. Life force. There is a movie, an old movie called Life Force. Not a very good movie, but kind of fun. Space vampires draining people, not of blood, but of life force. The monster sucks on another creature's life energy. Typo 12. I probably have a typo somewhere. You're trying to point things out to me and I'll just keep going. Okay, next. Let's have a look here. So we had that. Ages victim. Youth. So we want to drain youth, do we? Okay. I feel like life force is kind of like that. The monster. I suppose it could be the monster. Yeah, I don't know how to say that. I don't know how to, without it feeling like it's the same thing. I don't know how to write it. Corrosive consumer though, I think that's fine, but it needs to be on oxidized on rust. I think it just needs to be rust. Corrosive consumer. So let's go with corrosive. I think it goes here. Corrosive consumer. Can't spell. Save myself. Try again. The creature eats rust or corroded metals. All right, well, there's your rust monster, isn't it? Okay, Dark Devourer. The monster consumes darkness. Okay, Dark Devourer. Dark Devourer. Blah, 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 Devourer. Let's get that one in. So, the monster consumes darkness. Let's go with normal and magical darkness. There we go. Let's expand it out a little bit. We've got that Norok. Cool. Light lynch. The creature consumes light, not photosynthesis. Light luncher? Light luncher. Like, far out. Now I just realized what you've just written down. Okay, I see what you're going with this. You don't have to tell me about all your typos, Fred. It's not necessary. It's all good. It's a Karen. Oh dear. All right. Okay. Okay. So let's have a look here. Okay, Fred, are you feeling better about that? I find you've been trying to get me to change that typo for a little while now, I've done it. Are we happy? Because I can see you're not going to let go of it. I would have picked it up eventually, just not right now. Okay, how are we doing? We're doing all right. I think Fred was right that 25 is probably a lot easier than 100, but we'll see how we go. Finally fixed. It's the OCD that kicks in, Fred. Anyway, life force feeds on souls. We've got soul feeding. They are pretty much the same, I feel like. Life force feeds on souls. They are very, very similar. I agree. So we're going to put some question marks here. Bracket. Life force. Yeah, I would say that we're heading into the realm of these being very, very similar in nature. So I will mark them, and I will leave them because that's what I do. And I'll come back to them. Maybe I can figure out a way of separating them and doing something else with them. I just don't know. I feel like they can be separated, but yeah, it might not be so easy. We'll see. No, it's all right. You could go and do your thing with the phone, not a problem. Creation Craver. Fey Feaster. Eats fey creatures. Okay, all right. All right, let's get the light luncher in there because I guess if I don't, it'll just crop up again. I feel like everybody wants to talk about light. Let's eat light. Like, how many monsters really want to eat light? Really? Light. Luncher. Okay. The creature. Absorbs. No, I'm not putting it down. It feels too much like photosynthesis. We've already got life force and soul feeder as it is. So no, I'll leave that one alone. Feeds on laughter, steals the victim's ability to laugh. Laughter, that's an interesting one. I hadn't thought about that. Don't know what you'd call it, but the monster. Let's say absorbs laughter as a form of sustenance. Is that right? Sustenance. Okay. Okay, I've got the laughter one. Fey feaster. So we could eat. We could mark down feeding on all sorts of different little creatures. Fey. Is this really going to be that interesting? Let's go here. I'd just like to point out that we don't have a vegetarian yet. There's no vegetarian. Nobody said vegetarian. It only eats plant material. We've had all sorts of wacky things, but we haven't had vegetarian yet. Ta-da! The question is, what sort of vegetarian will they be? Is it the sort of vegetarian that will eat fruits and vegetables, provided that they have fallen from the tree, or they have popped out of the earth and they are literally dead, or can they be plucked from the tree? Or can you pluck them from the earth? Or is that classified as murder? So, yeah, somebody, you can write down vegetarian in there if you like. Okay, the creature. The creature, let's call it the monster rather than the creature, because we've got too many creatures in here otherwise. The word creature shows up. The monster, primarily eats fey creatures. So we're talking about a monster that just sits there with a jar of pixies and just gobbles them down. Is that basically what we're talking about? Pretty sick. Pretty sick. Keep going though. So we've got it. Feeds on the others, on other people's ears. It's a Karen. Okay, we're not putting that down. Creation Craver. The creature feeds on the primordial energies, aka the elements. Okay, so I see what you're trying to do here, but I think we just call it element craver. It's got to be elements. It's got to be the word elements. Just put the word elements in there. There's no point getting away. I'm trying to avoid it. Elements. Element craver. Okay, the creature eats or absorbs an element such as earth, fire, water, or air. Okay, I got it. Yep. If I get typos in, I know you'll point them out, Fred. It's all good. All good. I know you will. Okay. Absorbs heat. Pulls the heat right out of the area. I feel like this one already does it. But this feature here already does it. The creature eats or absorbs all elements such as elements. I think that's covered that one. We don't need to do that again. Bone marrow, certain glands in the body. All right, I see what you in the body. Okay, so we've done the emotions already. Bone marrow. It just sucks out bone marrow. Bone marrow. Let's just put bone marrow. The monster sucks and licks. Done. Okay. I listed vegetarian at the top. Oh, I'm just going to scroll. Okay, let's put vegetarian on now. Vegetarian. V. It's going to be vegetarian. Vegetarian. I just missed it, didn't I? Vegetarian. Okay. The monster eats only plants. Okay. Herbivore, yeah. Vegetarian, herbivore. Could be either way. Let's just call it vegetarian. Lousy hunter. Vegan equals feed the annoyance to the lion. Okay. Pickled pixies. Yes, pickled pixies. Delicious pickled pixies. Or do you want live pixies, like fresh pixies? Everybody's about, make sure it's organic, make sure it's fresh. Okay, feed off oxygen to survive. Oh, oxygen is the only thing. I suppose actually that's plants feed off oxygen carbon dioxide. So feeding off oxygen is not a stupid idea. It's actually not a bad idea. Oxygen. O-P. Ox. Oxygen. Okay. I'm putting oxygen in. All right, it's going in there. The creature inhales oxygen to survive. Oxygen is a food source. All right. Okay, so we've got the oxygen one. Eats recycled food. Dredd, right? Judge Dredd. From the Dredd movie. Judge Dredd movie. Yeah, I remember the line. Recycled food. So, recycling. Recycler? We're going to call it the recycler. Recycler. The monster feasts on recycled food only. Okay, all right. We're getting very, very silly at this present time. I'm aware. We are also going to bring it to an end in a couple of minutes because I'm going to go. My brain is not capable of doing 2 hours anymore, and I'm not well enough to be able to pull that off. So we're gonna wrap it up for today. And I know you're thinking, Fred, that's not even an hour. And I'm going to say, I know, and I'm just not capable of doing it right now. And it might be like this for the rest of summer, depending on how things go. It's like my hay fever has gone to another level of difficulty. Festivity feast. The creature feeds on energy from performances and creativity and others. Okay, all right, I see. Okay, all right, okay, so okay, all right. Hold the train there, please. Hashtag. Stopping. Come on, I got stopping for today. All right, okay, stopping for today. We'll come back. We'll deal with it some of the time. We'll deal with the rest. If we can come up with some more ideas, great. Otherwise, that list is going to be quite short. Do you know what I mean? I'm kind of curious as how this poll went. You guys were really interested in making a list of food, although most of you are just watching. Interesting. I did not expect this. You're on lag? All right, so this is where I'm going to stop for today. We'll come back tomorrow. We'll deal with character creation for Morkborg or Merkborg, doing the some sort of scummy character. So it's a class in Morkborg. I can't even remember. Right? My brain's gone. But at this point, you guys have done a great job. It's got there's a decent number of things here. We've got roughly about 30 items, maybe not quite 30, but close to 30. And I think that's a good attempt for today. So, as I have always said, and always do say at the end of one of these things, huge thank you to all of my patrons. Thank you for being supporting me so I can keep running this program. I think it's a fun program. I like doing it. It's a blast, and you guys are hilarious at times. Other times, not so, but then I'm not that funny all the time either. And then thank you to Esper the Bard for allowing me to cover his monsters from his monster book, providing me with the resources. I want to thank all of you who've been in the poll, or anybody who was able to actually fill out the poll if it was working for you. I really do appreciate you filling out the poll if it was able to work for you. If it wasn't able to work for you, hopefully you were able to get in there and make some comments. But anyway, I need to make sure that I remove my temporary moderator, Pale Rider. Thank you. Obviously, that did not work. I thought it would be a solution, but it is no longer. But that's all good. We've got that sorted out. So thank you to all of my patrons. Thank you for all of you who've been watching and listening and taking part, particularly to those of you who've been providing me with ideas. Prepare, Cook and Survive. Noroak, thank you very much, who's also a patron. Fred Huber has been making sure that I do not make too many mistakes. And yes, there are a few duplicates in here. I'll deal with it later, just not today. Just not Just not today. I'll deal with it some of the time. Anyway, why not? Why put things off? Just put things off. Just put things off all the time. Prepare, cook, and survive. Thank you very much. And if I've missed anybody in here who has been putting ideas in and suggesting stuff, I do apologize. Sometimes that happens and I don't spot you. But yeah, thank you for all the feedback. So wherever you are in the world, whether it be the morning, the afternoon, the night, or the wee early morning, please look after yourself, your family, and your friends. Pale Rider has lost his power. That's right. Pale Rider, you've lost your power. But let's get real. The real power that you had was the fact that you got to type stuff into the chat and make me laugh more often than anything else. So wherever you are in the world, morning, night, afternoon, please look after yourself, your family, and your friends. Be nice to your neighbours. And hey, till next time, keep rolling those 20s.